I'd like to take a moment to thank my channel members. Thank you. It's continued support like yours that keeps this channel growing. And if you haven't already, please consider joining today. Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze, TOKKA RAHZAR, or RAHZAR, depending on how you prefer to pronounce it. And this video comes by special request from my buddy Nick. You might have noticed that a while back I kind of stopped doing NECA videos and Ninja Turtle videos and Master of the Universe videos, that kind of stuff. They just weren't getting enough views, so I just kind of stopped doing them and nobody seemed to notice. But my buddy Nick, he's a fellow NECA collector and a fellow Turtles collector, and he didn't get a chance to get this set. So when he saw that I got it, he asked me if I would do a video, do an unboxing, and do a review on them so he could check them out that way. So here we are. Thanks to Nick, we're getting back in the Ninja Turtle saddle. So this is a set that was available for pre-order directly from NECA way back in March of this year. We're recording this in December of 2022, so we've been waiting for the set for almost a year. This was available for pre-order, again, back in March for $80, and this was scheduled to arrive in the first quarter of 2023. So it was going to be a whole year before we got the set. It arrived early, arrived in December, so really excited about this. And this set is, I mean, besides looking stunning and beautiful, it's enormous. Absolutely enormous. When this arrived, the box that it arrived in, I was kind of making fun of them. I thought they did the Amazon thing where they put a little box instead of a ridiculously enormous box, and then I opened it and realized, nope, that shipper box barely fit this box in there. This is a big set. This box is about 14 inches long. It is about 9.5 tall, and it's about 5.5 deep. So that is a big box, and we can see the figures inside. Beautiful and also enormous. I can't wait to see these compared to some of the other figures. So we can see the packaging here is a window packaging. We can see the two figures inside with all of their added accessories. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 up here. We got a shot, I think this was the movie poster where they had the four turtles looking at the container. TOKKA RAHZAR right there. I like to say RAHZAR. This is a 50-50 because they said both RAHZAR and RAHZAR in the movie. So either way is right and both ways are wrong. So go nuts in the comments all you want. I'm going to say RAHZAR. I think it sounds better. So up at the top, we got product shots of TOKKA RAHZAR right there. These are the actual figures right there. And then again, the logo. Nothing on the bottom side has got TOKKA. And then this side's got RAHZAR. And then along the back, product shots again of TOKKA RAHZAR holding some weapons right there, and we got some product shots of them doing some poses with the turtles, the traditional pre-fight donut right there, and finding the little cube. Express Yourself includes articulated facial expressions, facial features. I'm wondering what that's all about. Look at his eyebrows, how they move. Look at that. I'm curious to see how that works. So that is about it for the packaging. Let's get this opened up. I'm actually going to back up just a little bit. And now let's get this opened up and check it out. And that was probably the longest unboxing I've ever had to do in front of a camera. There was a lot to get out of the package on this one. And right now, I'm backed up a little further more than what I normally am because I do want to start with this backdrop that it comes included. And unfortunately, the way that I had everything set up wasn't really showing it off. It's kind of dark and it's hard to see. But bringing it up close here, you can see the backdrop that we have here that comes included with the figures is that of the shed where they were actually created. So you can check that out. You can actually use this for dioramas if that's what you like to use these for. It's available. It's pretty neat that that is included. But we'll go ahead and get this out of the way because it's enormous and it's really difficult to shoot. And taking a closer look at everything else that comes inside of the package, again, we got a lot of stuff here. So we got the two figures. TOKKA is approximately 7.5 inches tall. RAHZAR is approximately 8 inches tall. So again, these figures are enormous and they're absolutely stunning. RAHZAR comes with this big hunk of wood right here for beating turtles with. He comes with his, you know, well, it's a shield. I always thought that this was a hubcap. That's way too big to be a hubcap. So now I don't know what this is. I mean, if it's a hubcap, it's enormous. I always assumed it was a hubcap, but now I'm starting to have doubts about that. And then RAHZAR comes with 4 additional hands. So you've got the ones that he has now, which are kind of open like this, like for attacking, I guess. He's got 2 right hands that are both at different degrees of being closed. It's kind of weird. I guess they're sized differently for holding different accessories. I mean, this doesn't fit in there, so I don't know what he's going to hold in here other than, I mean, he can maybe hold this, but no, he can't hold that either, so I don't know. It's weird. These hands are weird, and this one's a little more open than this one. They're open fists, but I don't know, and they do have hinges right here so that they can hinge up and down. So those are the 2 right ones. And then the 2 left ones are, again, different. They're open, but at different degrees as well. And this one maybe will hold. Yeah, this one can maybe hold the big chunk of wood. So that one will work. But again, I'm not quite sure what exactly he's supposed to hold with these. But again, they're there, and it's nice to have the options. TOKKA comes with this big thing to beat turtles with. So that's cool. He also comes with 4 hands. So he's got his open hands, kind of like when he first comes out and he's kind of doing this with his hands. I kind of try to pose him that way. He's got 2 left and right semi-closed hands. And then he's got 2 left and right closed hands with a little bit of a gap right there. Doesn't look like he's going to hold anything with these. They come with the TGRI canister, which is very cool. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't open or anything like that. It's just a TGRI canister. Very cool that this is included. Of course, we've got that fire extinguisher because this was used as a catalyst for the anti-mutagen later in the movie, which was cool. We've got the traditional pre-fight donuts right here. It comes with this little box right here also, so we can actually put the donuts inside of the box, which is really neat. So if you want to recreate some of these scenes, you can do so. Check that out. You can put the donuts right there. And then we've got a pre-eaten donut, and you can see the little anti-mutagen cube inside as well. And this one will fit in RAHZAR's hand. So that's pretty neat right there. So that's the figures with all of the accessories. Taking a closer look at the figures themselves, let's start with RAHZAR right here. We just want to take a look at all of the detail because these figures, as is the case with most of NECA figures, the details are absolutely stunning. Just check out all of the molded detail right there in the fur, and then the hair pieces, the ears. He's got those big bright blue eyes just like we saw in the movie. And I love the way that the mouth has been painted to actually make it look like it's wet in there. He's got all of his armor on. Now, all of the armor is connected by these little chains right here. And I've been kind of looking through to see if this is removable, and I'm not sure if it is or not. I haven't really found a way to remove the armor without trying to open some of these chain links. So I don't think I'm going to try it. I was kind of wanting to maybe try to take the armor off so that I could show them off kind of the way they looked in the first scene when we first see them. And then put the armor on like we saw them the second time once they went to battle the turtles themselves. I don't know if that's possible. I don't know that the armor is removable, like the knee plate, for example, right here. This looks like it's pegged in or glued in right in there. So these look like they might be able to be removed. But again, all of these chains, I'm not going to mess with them for risk of damaging the figure. So I'm just going to keep the all of the armor on. But again, all of the details on the armor, all of the rivets, you got the little missing piece right there. You got the bands hanging off of the wrists, little spiky gauntlet right there. You got all the spikes right there on the thigh guards, and you got the knee pieces right there. Look at the claws, the paint job on the claws. I mean, this is just stunning. The level of detail that went into this figure is absolutely stunning. Great level of articulation as well. Again, as with most NECA figures, when you get them out of the package, some of the joints are going to be stiff and you just got to work them loose. And I'm still in the process of working some of these loose. So some of them are not quite moving as they should just yet. They will eventually. But the head can turn side to side. It can move up and down. It feels like there's a ball joint at the top right there. And then you can see it right at the bottom of the neck right there. It moves up and down as well. So you can move the head up and down and actually angle it, which is neat. And of course, the mouth can open and close. Now, what's neat about him is that the way the face is sculpted, you can put him in different angles and it looks like his expression changes, which is really neat, depending on the angle that you put him in. The shoulders can move forward and backwards. They can move in and out. The elbows, there's two joints right here at the elbows that will bend. So he's got like a double bend at the elbow. And of course, the top one for me is not really moving. But he does have a rotation at the top of the elbow, and he does have another rotation at the bottom of the elbow. The wrist can also rotate, and it's on a hinge as well. And of course, the wrist right here, you can turn these and eventually pop them off. And we're gonna swap out a hand with TOKKA. So I want to leave RAHZAR with these two hands right here. You can see some of the paint is kind of chipping off as I move the joints around. That's kind of part of the process of loosening up these joints. He can rotate at the waist, or a little bit above the waist. Actually, he's rotating up here at the torso. The waist itself is not rotating. Legs can go forward and backwards, in and out. Double hinge again at the knee. Same as the elbows, rotation at the knee itself, and the feet can go up and down, and they can also turn and hinge. So you got a nice level of articulation right there. I do want to give him the shield. So the way the shield works is it's got these two straps, and they're connected at the top, and they're not connected at the bottom. So it actually makes it really easy to put one strap through his hand, and then the other one through over and around his arm. And there you go. It clips right on, and now he's holding his shield right there. And then the reason I wanted to leave him with both of these hands is because I wanted to have that hand holding the shield. And then with this hand, if I can get it angled right, I want to give him the open donut when they actually discovered the little anti-mutagen ice cube right in there. So I want to leave him with that. And kind of leaving with the, what is this? What are you trying to pull on us? Kind of look on his face, which I think is just absolutely adorable. Let's take a look at TOKKA. TOKKA is super spiky. Like, these are soft, but man, just grabbing on this figure and trying to move him around, these are spiky. These will hurt you a little bit, which is really neat. Again, level of detail on him is absolutely beautiful. These guys look like they just stepped out of the screen. They are gorgeous. Taking a look all the way around, look at all these spikes, the level of detail, the shadowing, the wash, everything is just absolutely stunning. Now, TOKKA didn't have a whole lot of armor because he kind of is armored. So they didn't really add a whole lot to him other than just his elbow pads, his knee pads, and these wristbands right here. Articulation wise, this guy is awesome. Starting with the head. All right, so the neck can move up and down at the base, and it can also rotate. And then at the top where the head connects with the neck, it can also rotate this way, as well as move up and down. The beak can move in and out a little bit. The mouth can open and close. And check this out. The eyebrows are articulated. So he's got the look of what when they first see the when they first see the cube, he's got the look of what that in the movie very specifically turned into, open that up and go like that, and it turned into the which is awesome. His expression on his face is articulated. You can give the people's elbow. It's a thing he can do. So check that out. That is so cool. The body, the upper body is a little bit, I think that's a ball joint, so it allows some movement side to side and in and out on the top of the plastron right there. The shoulders can move in and out. They can go forward and backward, rotate at the bicep, double hinge at the elbow. And again, the same thing when the hands are hinged, then they can also rotate. Nothing at the waist because, again, he has a shell. The legs can go forward and backwards, in and out. Two joints at the knees again, and you got rotation at the top of the knee as well as at the bottom of the knee. And the feet can hinge up and down and also turn side to side. So what we're going to do with this guy is we are going to replace his hand. And that's all you do. You just kind of pull on it and turn on it and just kind of be a little patient until it pops out. It's got a little mushroom peg right there. And we're going to replace it with this hand, because what I want to do with him is I want him holding this thing. Which, you know, in the package pictures, it shows him holding this. Like, it's actually really cool because he's got it over his shoulder like that. But in the movie, if I remember correctly, now it's been a minute since I watched the movie. Like, I watch the movies like every couple of months. I sit down and I watch all three of them, and I'm kind of due for watching them again. But if I remember correctly, because it has been a minute, I don't think TOKKA held this pipe. I think RAHZAR held this pipe in the beginning when Shredder is having a conversation with Professor Perry about destroying them. RAHZAR has a pipe like this that he bends, and Shredder chastises him, tells him, put that down. But, you know, the picture had TOKKA holding it, and why not? Let's have TOKKA hold something. And I want him with a nice, angry expression. I love how that beak moves forward and backwards, and he can just kind of do that really angry toddler face that he had. It's just so cool. And there we go. This is, I think, how I'm going to display them, which is absolutely stunning. Let me see if I can cross their arms just a little bit, just to make a little bit of room here for some comparisons. I think this is how I'm going to display them on my shelf. A couple of quick comparisons. Let's check them out with their NECA animated counterparts, so you can see what the two of them look like, or the four of them look like together. And here's the thing: when I got the animated ones, I thought that these animated ones were just absolutely enormous, and they are. They're pretty big, but they're completely dwarfed by their movie counterparts. Check that out. That just looks so cool. So we'll set these guys off to the side, and we absolutely have to do this. Let's check TOKKA and RAHZAR out with their original figure counterparts. Check that out. Oh my goodness, they look so tiny and adorable next to them. How cool is that? That looks absolutely awesome. Two more quick comparisons. So we're gonna do a couple of shredders here. Now, I don't have a Secret of the Use shredder, but I do have a 1990 shredder, and I do have a Super Shredder. Super Shredder still remains the tallest of all of these figures, I think. He is absolutely enormous, but you can see that they are relatively taller than regular size Shredder would have been. I'd be curious to get a Secrets of the Use Shredder to have them all together to see how they compare, how they look like side by side. But yeah, there you go. So you can see what they look like with the Shredders. And finally, I'm not going to get all four out here, but I do have two of the Turtles. And again, I don't have any Secret of the Use Turtles. I got the 1990 movie Turtles, and I left it at that. I didn't get the Secret of the Use Turtles. So there we go. So you can see what they look like next to some Turtles. And of course, the size difference is there, looking absolutely fantastic. I can't wait. I don't know where I'm going to put these on my shelf, because that shelf has been pretty full. And I knew these were coming, so I should have prepared, but I didn't. So I gotta do a little bit of rearranging to get these figures put up on my shelf. But I can't wait. I can't wait to get them up there, because they're gonna look awesome. We're gonna get a couple of these accessories out here just to kind of do a nice final shot. Absolutely fantastic figure. Again, these were up for pre-order directly from NECA way back in March of 2022. These were expected to be shipped and delivered in the spring of 2023. They arrived a little bit early, and arrived in December of 2022. Very excited to have these figures. These are a pair of figures that I have wanted in my collection for a very long time. And if you can find an opportunity to get yourself a pair of these and add them to your collection, I absolutely recommend that you do, because they are absolutely just stunning, gorgeous figures, and they're going to look fantastic in your collection. And I think that about does it for the NECA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secrets of the Ooze, TOKKA and RAHZAR, or RAHZAR, you say however you want. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.